ukulele, but also baritone workshop. We've never really done this combined. So what we're going to do, we got a busy day planned for you. So thanks for joining us here on our 10-year. Uke Like The Pros has been around 10 years now. So I want to thank all of you for making that possible. We have such a great community of people here that are members or that have gotten courses, or some of you have got stuff from the store, some of you are Patreons over on our Patreon, or some of you support our social media channels. So without you, we would not be here for 10 years. So thank you for that. We got a nice turnout here. I won't go through everyone. I like to go through everyone's name, but we got a lot of people here tuning in to the Zoom and also on our live. So, all right, we're gonna do a couple things today. Actually, the last thing I want to say is just the community that we have here. You know, I've been dealing or getting messages from a lot of our members. A lot of our members have been here a long time, and a lot of us have going through some different challenges and various things. And you know, the ukulele, the music is what kind of helps bring us all together. So when you get to know people on a personal level, you know, I've seen some of you in person at various events, our ukulele festivals. You know, some of you have come to San Diego. But then you have a personal connection, and then when you hear, you know, people are going through things, it makes everything real, right? That we're not perfect, our lives aren't perfect, you know, but it makes everything that much better. So, you know, those members that are out there that are going through some challenges or struggles, you know, we send all our best to you, and that's why we're here, to be with each other, play music, and also support each other. So, that being said, we have a lot to go over today. So I'm going to do this. We got these great courses. We got this ukulele classical course, and we have the same course for baritone. And what I've done is I don't want to just teach a song that was in the courses. Right? And I'll give you opportunities and show you the courses and the membership and stuff here in a little bit. So I arranged one of the pieces in a whole different key. So it's almost a whole different piece. But then there's another piece we've been working on, and I want to dive into it a little bit as well, which is Moonlight Sonata, which is a very great piece. Some of you have been asking for it for a while. It's a very challenging piece as far as arranging it for the uke, but we're going to go over some of that for the uke and also for the baritone. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to give you a piece that everyone can grab. So whether you're a beginner, intermediate, advanced, we're going to start off with something that everybody can get their hands on. And this is Minuet by Bach. Minuet. But what I did is I took the original version that's in the course, which is in the key of D for the uke, and I made a new key. Okay, so this is nothing, no one's seen this before. This is not in the course. All right, this is just something for us to do right now. We're going to start with ukulele, then we'll go to baritone, then we'll go back to ukulele for Moonlight Sonata, and then we'll go back to baritone. Okay, so let's do this. I hope you're excited. We got the chats going on, so feel free to drop some comments in the chats. It's great to see you all again. I'm so excited. All right. Been working really hard on these, thanks to my team as well for helping get the presentation and all the stuff together. All right, here we go. And I will be sharing this stuff with you here in the chat, and then we do have a packet for you. I will also share that with you here in a second as well. I know some of you like to download the stuff and print it out and stuff like that. You're gonna have plenty of time to do that. All right, so I think this is the handout. Okay. And we'll get the handout also sent out to you. All right, so here's the first one. We're gonna do this. Everyone's gonna be able to do this today, right? Even if you're, you know, not been playing that long, everyone's gonna be able to play this. So I'm in our standard tuning, G, C, E, and A. I do have a low G here. Doesn't matter so much on this song for low G or high G, but I do have a low G here on our uke, which is of course, our Uke Like The Pros ukes. A lot of you have these. especially if you're members, because we do give these away for our yearly members. All right, so here it is. This is Minuet. We're in a key of F. This is by Bach. This is arranged by me. And let me just play a little bit for you. So everyone, I feel so confident everyone's going to be able to play this today, and then we'll get to the Moonlight Sonata in a little bit. Just as a teaser, because I know people are going to be coming in and out, but the Moonlight Sonata, I want to grab the baritone real quick just because I think it sounds a little better. It does sound better. It just, I mean, the baritone is just so cool. I don't know if better is the right word. But check this out. Let me just play this. This is a, of course. My mom, I would normally like to answer all the calls from my mom all the time, but all right. Just as a little teaser, and I know Chuck's going to be excited about this one. But check this out. Change there. So, all right, that's just a teaser. All right, that's just a teaser. All right, but let's get back to Minuet. All right, now we're gonna cram all this in about an hour. So it's gonna be a lot of stuff, but we can do it. I know some of these, sometimes the workshops go a long time, which is cool, but this time we're gonna kind of sneak it in. All right, so here we go. Let me unplug this. I do like to plug in these days because I've noticed that it just helps a little bit. Make sure everybody can hear me. All right. So standard ukulele, concert, soprano, tenor, sopranissimo, sopranino, whatever you got is totally fine. All right, so here's our first song. So this is, notice a couple of things. We're in 3/4 time. This one is in the key of F. Here's our first chord. And then we're going to have some single notes. Now what you want to do is try to hold these chords as much as possible. So let me show you that. So if you're a beginner, you're probably going to have to, it's probably going to be hard just to hold. You might have to do that. Okay, but if you've been playing a little bit or want to challenge yourself, try to hold this chord shape. And you do have to move some fingers, and then, but you're keeping that shape as much as possible. And that helps make the whole piece legato and sound good, okay? All right, I'm gonna drop this in the chat. This is Minuet. I know some of you want to download it right now or use it on your computer. All right, here it is. I'm putting it in the chat right now. And this will all be emailed out to you as well, as long as... All right, so here we go. Here's our beginning, F. And then you're gonna do a nice little double stop there of just 0 and 1. Then we're gonna sneak up to here. Now, I like this chord up here, this B flat. I'm gonna keep the comments going so I got it. No, it shouldn't be. My musician sound is on. It should be okay. I'll double check, but yeah, it is on. So hopefully it shouldn't be it shouldn't be happening from my end. If it is, let me know, but I think we're okay. All right, thanks, Douglas. All right, so then we're gonna jump up here to this B flat chord. Now, if this is too tough for you to grab this, go ahead and just leave this 7th out and just do this little shape here, the 5, 6, 5. But I think it's nice to have that bass note in. Plus, this bar chord here helps us get to the next F bar chord. So we got B flat, and then do these single notes. Again, trying to keep the shape down. So again, the B flat, 6, 8, 5, 7, and then you're gonna just basically get real easy to that F chord here with the bar, and then just hit that 3rd string twice and you're automatically here on the 5th fret. Okay, so let me show you without it on the screen so you can see it. So we got from the beginning, B flat, and then notice when you're here, it's so easy to get to that F. All right. If you have any questions, just go ahead and drop that in the comments and we'll try to make sure we get to them. And then, all right, we're back here. Now we're going back to the nut area here by the 1st fret. We got a B flat. And then it's some single notes. Again, hold the chord down if you can. If not, just hit the single notes by themselves. It's fine. And then back to just a regular F chord now. Some single notes. Oh, that's not it. There's 1 there. There it is. And then this, everyone can do this one for sure. The C chord, just open, open, open. Make sure you don't play the 1st string yet for that bar. But then here you can play all 4 strings. Got that kind of a nice open C6 sound, and then to 1 single note. All right, so let's play the 2nd half here, starting from this B flat, and to the F, to the C, and then the single note there. All right, now the nice thing is once you get this first part, the second part is almost the same. Okay? How are you feeling so far? I think this is, if you can't get it right now in like the next 5-10 minutes, that's okay. I think it's something you can get down soon, like just with a little bit of practice. Okay, and I dropped the sheet music in there for the chat already. We'll do it again. All right, guys, 3, 4. Cindy's on it. Brian, Dolores, that's great, fantastic. All right, so let's play this first page then. I'm going to shrink it a little bit. So here we go. All right, Jeff, great to see you. Okay, good. Bill, good. Chuck, all right. Okay, you're a little fast. Yeah, we got a lot to go through, and that's all right. But just as long as I explain everything, and then you have the handouts, and you can also come back here to refer to this. All right, so let's try it from the very top. We'll go do, 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 do. 1, 2, do. So here we go. 1, 2, and 3, and. And. To the B flat. So there's page 1. Now the nice thing about the next page, I'll zoom in a little bit, is it's all the same until we get to the last 2 bars. Right? So it's almost like we get a second chance here to run through this. Yeah, so originally this is minuet in G, but G, I tried G. I didn't like how it sat, to be honest with you. So this is why I did it in the key of F. All right, so here we go, page 2. Now this is all the same, right here on measure 9. So same F chord as we started. Same single notes here. And same 0, 1, same double stops there. Same B flat chord here on the 5th fret. Same single notes. Same F chord here. 2 single notes. Same B flat chord here. Same F chord here. And then this is where it changes, right? So now we get to a C chord, a little different, slightly different finger here, just 0, 0, 3. And then it leads right to this F chord, and just make sure that you don't play the first string on this F chord, you stop right on the second. Now, as far as fingerings are concerned, okay, so there's a couple ways you can do it. The easiest way would just be with your thumb. So if you're kind of getting new to this, the easiest way is use your thumb. Okay, so that's number one. What I'm doing is generally this. My fingers, which is nice about the uke because you got it, your hand really is nicely fits right here on these 4 strings. Thumb on the 4th, right, index on the 3rd, middle on the 2nd, and your ring finger on the 1st. So that just fits really nice. So if I'm doing any kind of chord like the first chord, I can either do a pinch, which is real standard there, or you can do this little roll that I like to do a lot, which is just this roll. So roll it or pinch it, it's going to be the same thing. Now when I get to the rest of it, like the single notes, I generally will do an alternate fingering with the index and the middle. That's like a just kind of like that. I think we had I think this is in, I don't remember, this is in some kind of course or lessons that we've done where we were practicing this technique. But yeah, I'm more or less, when I'm doing these single notes, is that I am just doing this fingering. So for example, when I play this, it would be, and then I have that 0, 1, I'm just doing a little pinch there, and then B flat, a nice roll, alternating fingerings, roll. That one I might just do my index finger twice, the next B flat. Now, sometimes, instead of starting on my index finger for the alternate, I might start with my middle finger. Like on this B flat chord. Okay, and then F. And then C chord. And right there. Okay, so that's kind of how I do it. All right, so let's try now. Hope that answered that. There's a lot of ways you can do it. I mean, you could even, I know we don't use the pick that much as ukulele, but we could use a pick as well. All right, so here we go. Let's do page 2. Here we go. Ready, and F. All right, now B flat up there. And F. Now next B flat. Let me go and give you a second. Get the next page. Here we go. And F. And there's your ending. And right on F. And this is pretty nice and easy because you can play that C chord and then hit that open first string. 3, 1, 0, and then end right on an F chord. All right, so that's our minuet, well, in F, I guess. And I guess you could call it minuet without the TE as well. But anyway, this is a nice little piece by Bach. This should be something that practice. Now, again, this is in the course. And as we're about to jump into the baritone, this course, if you're just a ukulele player, and although it still makes sense to wait till the bundle, what I'm going to show you, but we do have this course already in it, and then this song is in the course, but not this key or this arrangement. Okay, so this is our classical ukulele fingerstyle course. If you're a platinum member, as you know, you get this course automatically with your membership, whether you're monthly or yearly. But anyway, normally 97, 67. I would still wait till the bundle, but if you just want this course, these are the 7 lessons in the course, which is all classical, Ode to Joy, inclined night music, this minuet, but a different key. Again, this minuet is in a different key, different arrangement. Lullaby, Fur Elise, In the Hall of the Mountain King, and Carol of the Bells. Okay, that's all our video course. You got all the videos. We were gonna add the tab and sheet music chords to it. We haven't yet. The Baritone has it, but we'll be adding that soon. You get the backing tracks, the sheet music, lifetime access on it. So, all right, if you want that, there's that. There's that QR code. I also will put this in the chat as well. Okay, now we're gonna switch gears here. Grab your baritone. Grab the baritone. All right, I'm gonna put a link to that classical course if you didn't get the QR code. There we go. All right, we've never done this. This is like workshop history. Oh, I didn't have my my uke plugged in. Sorry, I had it plugged in, but I didn't have it plugged into the amp. All right, so we're putting down the regular uke. I'm gonna grab my tea here. We're gonna grab the baritone. We got a lot to go over. I know we might spend a lot more time, especially on the Friday sessions. We'll spend more time on a piece, but I want to get through a lot today. Got my baritone here. All right. Now, if you don't have a baritone, you got a couple options. One, just play along with us. It might sound like in a different key, which it will be, but don't leave because we're coming back to the uke. We're not going to be done with the uke. But you can do that. 2, you can get strings if you have maybe another uke, a tenor laying around, or even a concert. You can buy baritone strings for your tenor. So kind of known as baby baritone strings. You can buy them and you can put them on your tenor, and that will make it sound like the baritone, which is the D, G, B, and E tuning. All right, so that's an option for you as well. Or if you want a baritone, we have not only our baritones, but also a bunch of baritones at our store, terrycartermusicstore.com. And we do sell a lot of baritones. So all my baritone people, we sell a lot of baritones. So there's a lot of baritone lovers out there. All right, here is the next one. Now this is the nice thing about this is that this is in a different key. All right, I'm going to put this in. Lisa, is there a different class price for just starting a class without the baritone part? So yeah, so the Friday, so what we do for the members is that on Fridays, what we do, and that's a great question. We actually do a lot of live stuff each week. Fridays we do our 9 a.m. lesson. That's on standard ukulele, not baritone. We do that every Friday. Been doing that for about 7 or 8 years. So been doing that every Friday. Those are all recorded. You can go back and watch them. We do a baritone live lesson every other week. We just had one a couple of days ago. What did we work on? We were working on what were we working on? Fur Elise. I think we were doing Fur Elise for that. So we're working on a. Now that would have been a good one to do today too, but since we're already covering it with our members, I wanted to do something different. And then we also do a Hawaiian workshop once a month. And if you like Hawaiian music, that's on ukulele, standard ukulele. And then we do a beginning live lesson every Thursday, which is normally during this time, but our normal instructor couldn't make it, so I filled in, and we're doing a workshop. So yes. Okay, yeah. So the platinum will give you all that access to all the courses plus all the live stuff. All right. Thank you, thank you. I'm going a mile a minute, but I want to get through this. I want to get through this stuff today. I know we're all busy, and I appreciate you being here. All right, so I'm dropping this in the chat. This is baritone minuet. Now this will be in C, but the nice thing about it is it's exactly the same fingering. Everything's the same. The chord shapes are the same. The notes are the tab's the same. But what's different is our tuning. So we're in baritone tuning now. You can see it's a little bigger. I know that not everyone plays baritone, but we're a little bigger. You can see the little bit longer neck, a little bit of a bigger body. And then the biggest thing is the tuning, which is D, G, B, and E. And if you wanted to do that with a uke, how would you do it? Where would we have to capo here? Yeah, you would have to capo on the 7th fret. Now it's going to sound pretty high. You're going to have to sound pretty high, but if you capo here, on the 7th fret, and I know some of you are like, wait, we always talk about the 5th fret. I'll talk about that, why that is. But if you capo your standard ukulele on the 7th fret, you now have D, G, B, and E. Okay, so, which is just like our baritone tuning. Okay, so that's an option as well. Now it's going to sound higher instead of lower, but that would give you the same tuning. Now you could play this if you wanted to. All right. So there's your options. All right, let's go back to the baritone. Let me put this up. Now the nice thing about it is even the chord names change, the keys change, but everything else is the same. All right, thanks, Lynn. Yeah, so the baritones do sound, it is essentially like a guitar. And I have a lot of videos out there. I have a guitars right there, but I'm not going to grab them. But anyway, this is essentially a guitar tuning, except the guitar would have 2 lower strings, 2 additional lower strings, which would be the A string and the E string to give you the 6th string. But other than that, it's going to basically be the guitar tuning. So if you're a guitar player, you can make that transition real easy. Matter of fact, we have a lot of our baritone players are guitar players that maybe don't play the guitar anymore for various reasons, but they still love the sound of it and want to play, obviously, music. Yeah, can someone repost a tab? Yeah, sure. I'll put them both in. Here's the ukulele one, and they're all labeled like ULTP, Uke Like The Pros, is for ukulele, and then the other one will, when it says baritone, is just for the baritone ukulele. All right, there you go. And again, these will be sent out to you. If you signed up with the link, we'll send these out to you. All right, so here we go. We're in baritone. It says baritone ukulele in the key of C. I put 82 up here just as a nice little tempo. Felt pretty good at 82. It's not super fast. So now when we play this first shape, it's now a C chord, but it's exactly the same. The shape is exactly the same as what we did. Same in the tab. Right? The notes are the same in the tab, but because of the baritone, we are in a different key. We're in a key of C instead of F, but same fingering. And then we got the 0, 0, 1. All right. Now when we move up to this chord, this is now an F chord up here on the 5th fret. And that's probably this kind of stuff, jumping to these shapes up the neck, especially some of these bar chords. This is probably going to be where you're going to have some of the challenges just to getting used to getting up there. Okay. And then we're going to do the single note 6. So you're already on the 6, so you just got to hit that note and then add the 8, 5, 7, and then slide to the C chord. But you can see when I'm here, my pinky can do a lot of stuff. Oops, hold up. That sounded cool. And then right to that C chord. Baritone like the pros, yes. All right, so now we're looking at this F chord right here on the 5th fret. So let's do that together. And then you're gonna get right to the C, and it's so nice because you already have the bar here to get to the C chord. And then 5, 5. All right, we're gonna jump back to our partial bar chord here on the 1st fret. F, and then sing single notes. And by the way, my fingering is all the same, like all my hand, the arpeggios, the alternate fingering, all that's the same. Regular C now, right here, single notes. Now open, it's a G chord, single notes, and then all open strings to the G6 to the single note there. All right, so let's try this. Now, I think the biggest thing is you might be saying, well, it's all the same. I just changed the string this morning, so a couple hours ago, so pretty stretched out. Luckily, the wound strings tend to stretch out a little bit quicker than the unwound. But the thing is, you do have to get used to kind of the longer scale length. You know, you have a little bit more space between the frets and just the overall size of the instrument. So even though going back and forth between these instruments is pretty simple in theory, it does take a little bit of practice just to kind of get used to. I mean, the string tension's a little bit different. You know, the sound's a little bit different. So there is a little bit of change when you go back and forth between this, the baritone, the uke, and then we do guitar lessons here as well. Our Rock Like the Pros, and then that's a whole nother thing, then going back between all of them. But you can do it. It's actually good for the brain. Good for the brain. All right, so let's try this. Let's try page 1 with here on the baritone. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3, and... Give us a second and scroll down. Here's our F, next F. All right, that's our baritone. How are we feeling on the baritone? How are we feeling on the baritone? Again, if you don't have a baritone, just play ukulele. It is going to sound a little bit off as far as the key, but it actually will harmonize quite nicely. Yeah, actually, if you harmonize, it should harmonize decently. So it actually will sound, it will sound different, but it will actually harmonize pretty nice. All right, Chuck, I'm just gonna say Chuck's got it. I'm not gonna read. I won't read it. All right. All right, nice turnout. Thank you for being here. We are going to go back to the uke, so we're going to do the Moonlight Sonata here. So we got a lot left here. All right, so we're just finished page 1. Again, you have this handout, and then we're going to give you a packet here shortly. It's going to have everything in it. It's going to have all the songs all in one packet, plus all the links and everything for the course and the bundle and the membership and everything where we have here. All right, as you know, this song is going to be, the page 2 is going to be exactly the same as page 1, except for the last 2 bars, which is measure 15 and 16. So here we go. Actually, what I want to do, I'll get back. When we get to Moonlight Sonata 2, I'm going to show you how I took the piano score and adapted it for the uke, right? So it was very tedious process, and but I'm going to show you kind of my thinking behind it. There may be other ukulele stuff out there. Well, we'll get to that in a second on Moonlight Sonata, but I chose not to look at anything and just do it all myself. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'll show you that as well. All right, so here we go. So here we go. This is page 2. Ready and... scroll down because we're here in measure 13, this F chord right here, and right, if you want to slow down a little bit, that's fine too. So that again, the ending, which is the only part that's different, is this G right here. 003, don't play the first string until you hit here, then you do play the first string. 3, 1, 0, and then finish it off with a nice C chord. Don't play the first string as well, that way you get that melody. All right, so let's do the whole thing, just because I know we didn't have to spend a lot of time teaching it, because it's the same. But yeah, if you don't have a baritone, I mean, you know, some people don't like the different tuning. That's the biggest thing I hear is like, well, I can't do with the different chords. It's really not that hard. It's not that hard. But if you like kind of a lower sound, if you like a little bit of a bigger body, you know, the baritone's great. And or grab a tenor and then buy the baby baritone strings and tune it up like a baritone. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Matter of fact, somebody called me yesterday. And they found a Flight Vanguard, I think at the Guitar Center, which is the electric ukes, that was tuned in baritone tuning. So I guess other people are doing it. I thought we were the first ones to do it because we have videos doing that, but I don't know if the person got it from us originally or not, but yeah, other people are doing it too, tuning electric solid body ukes like a baritone. So kind of cool to see that, or at least hear about it. All right, so here we go. We're going to do the whole song. No stopping except for me to shuffle the screen down. Here you go. 1, 2, and... measure 7, the G, and G6, 2, next page, page 2. Alright, let me scroll. Can I get all 3 of them on here? It looks like I can. Here we go. Up here on the 5th fret, the F, and... There we go. There's our minuet for baritone in the key of C. How did we do on that one? Yeah, Barry, great point. So you can also do a baritone with a high D. So meaning you have E, B, G, and then high D. Kind of like a high G ukulele. It would be a high. So those are kind of cool, like especially if you like strumming and you kind of like that traditional Hawaiian sound. That's kind of cool as well. Yeah, great point. All right, some of you got 5s. Crushing. All right, now this is also a course. This one we just released like a few weeks ago. We just released this baritone course. It's the same course as far as the same song. Oh, we keep on adding people keep coming in, so great, thank you. But anyway, it's the same course. It does have the same songs, but it's for baritone. the Ode to Joy, Incline Night Music, Minuet, Lullaby, For Release, In the Hall of Mountain King, Carol of the Bells. This one we did put the tab and the chords on the screen, so when you follow along, it's all there. We will be adding that to the original course. Okay, it takes a lot of time, but I know that you like it and it helps. So those are all there. You get the videos, all the backing tracks. There's a slow and fast. You get all the tab, the sheet music that you can print out or put on your computer or do whatever. Helps you out. It's just a one-time payment for this, and you do have lifetime access, and there's a code for that. Okay. Now I'll show you the bundle here in a second, and then we're going to get to Moonlight Sonata. But anyway, there's a code for that if you're just a baritone player. But, and I'll bring this back at the end too. But anyway, we do have we decided to bundle, do something a little crazy for you, just to make it kind of think like a no-brainer. And again, if you're a platinum member, you get all this, so you don't even need to worry about that. And we have a link for that too. But if you want just the 2 courses for yourself or for a gift or something, we're doing both of the courses, lifetime access, $47 today. And what we decided to do literally just this morning, but you get the ukulele course, you get the baritone course, but this is what we just added this morning because we're not going to finish Moonlight Sonata. It's too intense of a piece to try to cram in to as a second song. But we are probably going to be doing it for our Friday lessons. So if you're not a platinum member, we're going to give you 1 month access to the members to come join us on Fridays for those lives. Okay? So that's an option for you when you get this bundle. And then we do have a sale right now on all our ukes, which is exactly what I'm playing here. And we have another uke too called the JT, but we have 20% off all our Uke Like The Pros Kala ukes right now at the store. So anyway, there's that. I'll put a link for both of these in it. I'll keep this up for just a second. But here's the bundle. I mean, obviously, just due to the price, that's the way to go, even if you don't play one or the other. But I'm going to put that in the chat here. Yeah, Elaine, I know y'all want the tab. You'll get it. I know you guys you want it. I know, and I'm going to give it to you. But we're gonna go through it first. We're gonna go through it, and then yeah, I know you want it. All right, so now we're going to real quick, just because I don't know what time people got to go, but that's the courses. But we do here. I've been talking about the membership, and what the special we have right now on the membership is the yearly is $359. That's been the same. That's never changed. We've never had any discounts or anything like that. You're not gonna if I wait a week, you'll put it on sale. We don't put it on sale because I want to respect what everybody's paid for. But what we do is you do get a free ukulele. So with that, when you buy a yearly membership, so you get to choose. I think we have 4 or 5 different ukes, all our ukes and Kala ukes that you get to choose from, and you get a 20. And on top of it, you do get a gift card to the store. So that's the yearly price. And then the special though is if $359 at one time. I know it's a lot, it can be a lot. We do offer the monthly price, and it's actually the same price if you break it down. It used to be more, but it's the same price. But you just don't get a free uke. You don't get the free uke, but you still get a gift card. So there's that. This QR code will take you to both of them. So that's really kind of the way to go. You get all our courses, all the new courses, baritone, ukulele, guitar lele, all the workshops we do, all the live lessons we do. I think sometimes we do up to four lessons a week, live lessons of stuff, all the recordings, all that stuff. So that's a platinum membership. There's a QR code. I'll put that in the chat as well. Okay, but let's get back to work here. Here's the platinum membership link for those that aren't memberships. But again, it's you. It's you guys that make this great. It's the community of people, and I've always realized that, but it just lately, the last few weeks, we've kind of been hit with a lot of news with some of our members, and it's just hit home like that. Some of the members will actually like reach out to me personally, or reach out to members of my team personally and like open up about certain things. And that is like, that's the amazing part, you know, that you feel comfortable reaching out to us, sharing your personal stuff. And that's really made it like hit home to me the last few weeks. So and just realize how special it is to be able to get together on a weekly basis. We're here almost every week. So I think maybe it's the consistency. We don't stop. We've only missed maybe a handful of Friday lessons in the 8 years we've been doing it. So we're here. My team's here. You know, I got a few other great instructors that are there, you know, consistently. So, you know, my team has been there consistently. A lot of people have been with me for a long time, helping me out and helping, you know, Uke Like The Pros out and the store out and everything. So Dan's been platinum member for 2 years. Thank you, Dan. Some of you have been here. I've had people from the beginning, like almost 10 years. A few members have been with us almost the entire time that we started 10 years ago. So absolutely incredible. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put the baritone down, although I do really like the way it sounds. Now, here's a caveat with this song. Here's a caveat. I did the baritone. It's in the original key. So the original key, if you go to Moonlight Sonata, the original key is in C sharp minor. Okay, and it sounds like this. All right, so now we're right in the same key. That's the cool thing about the baritone. In order to do that on the uke, I would have had to change like everything. I mean, it would have been totally different arrangement and stuff. So that's the one caveat. The baritone is an original key. You can go and play it with the original recording. The ukulele one is in a different key, okay? Let's start there. I'm going back to my uke. And I know, we've never done this before. We've never done ukulele and baritone at the same time. We've only done, like, if it's a ukulele course, we've done ukulele. If it's a baritone, it's baritone. You know, we've never done it. So I don't know, you know, if this is good or bad. I think it's kind of cool. I know not everybody has either baritone or a uke. Most of us have ukes, I think. But anyway, you can let me know if this is good or bad. It ends up kind of doubling the material, but you know, it's just because we have the two courses that I want to show you. Okay, now Moonlight Sonata. Let me show it to you first, and I will drop it in the chat before we get started. I know that's not a lot of time to like grab the printer stuff. What I've done here is we've done page 1. Today we're going to go over page 1 because again I don't want to go too long. This piece, the first movement of Moonlight Sonata is 7.5 minutes long. Okay. The entire piece is it's pretty long. I don't know exactly how long it is. I think it's 15, 16, 17 minutes. So just the first movement. So obviously that would take us a long time to get through. I almost have the entire piece where it fits on the uke. But anyway, it's a lot. We're going to go through page 1, which has got a lot of really cool things on it. So I'm going to show it to you first, and then I will drop it in the chat. So here's Moonlight Sonata. Let me play through it for you. I did go in and add the chord diagrams for you. I wasn't going to do that originally, but I was like, you know what? Let me just take a few minutes and make sure I get them in there for you. Now this is meant to be played slow. Back in you know, this classical period of time, this romantic period of classical music, they didn't really have tempo markings. It wasn't so much like a metronome, but they usually indicated by this. So adagio, sostenuto. This is like about 38, 40, but it's meant to be played kind of slow and sustained. That's what sostenuto means, like sustain. Okay? I might play it a little fast just to get through it, but it's key change right there, at least from major to minor. Okay, so this is what we're gonna go over. It looks good to me. I'm gonna drop it in the chat here. Now, also, just so you know, this is just the arpeggiated part. Okay. There's other notes and melody notes in this piece. How it's gonna be done on uke, I don't know yet. Let me give you an example of this real quick. So, all right. In order to try to get some of the bass notes and some of the other notes, it doesn't work here because I don't have the notes. So for example, this first chord is F sharp minor. Well, I need an F sharp bass and I have a G here. So I could detune it, which I was playing around with yesterday. So that's an option. Or I could try to take it up an octave. So give you kind of this sound. So but to get the bass notes, it would sound something like this. This gets a little tough. I have to take this one up an octave here. A little stretchy stretch here. See, it's a lot more challenging on the uke because even on the guitar it would be a challenge. Even the guitar would be a lot of a challenge because he's playing on the piano and they're using all 10 of their fingers and they got a big range here. So this part we're going to be looking at here is just the arpeggiated part. Okay, I just put it in there in the chat for you. Okay, I still think it's cool though. Like when I play it, I still get excited because it's kind of new for us and for me as well. And believe me, it took a long time to do this. This was a lot of time just to even get. I do have more. I actually have the whole piece down, but we just don't have the time today. That's why I wanted to give you the access to the Friday Q&As because I assume most of our members are going to want to continue looking at this because it's pretty cool. So that way, if you want to continue the journey with us and kind of dive into this piece a little bit more, plus other stuff, that's what I'm giving you. If you get the bundle, you get access for a month to the live lessons on Friday, or if you just become a platinum member, then you get access to everything. All right, so here's our first chord. What I would like you to do, I think it's easiest to play with 1 and 3, your fingers 1 and 3. Originally I had 1 and 2, and that works as well. But when you get to some of these other chords and when you get down here, it does help having fingers 1 and 3. So this is just going to be a straight arpeggio, and I'm going to be using thumb, index, and middle for the entire piece. Okay, so I'm going to be thumb, index, and middle, these 3, whether I'm on these strings or these strings. Okay, so this is going to be a straight arpeggio, and these are triplets, so it's all going to be 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Okay. All right, so this is going to be actually 8 times, and the reason why he does the same is because there's some bass notes moving, but you know, for us it still sounds cool. Okay, so here we go. So it's bum, 2 triplet, 3 bum, 4. Here we go. And now again. So it's 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Now when you get to this next one, I don't even like putting the chord names because I'm not even sure. I think these chords are right, but because there's other notes and bass notes in there, and classical music is not so much based off chord. I didn't really even want to put some of the names in, but I did anyway. So basically like a D chord here, but you can just slide your first finger up to the D shape. That's why I think the 3 works really well. You're going to do that twice. And then you're going to go to the G chord, and you can leave your first finger there the whole time, slide your 3rd finger up to the 3rd fret, and then add your 2nd. This is just your normal G chord. So that's pretty cool. It all fits pretty nice and easy. Let's try that, because I know this triplet, this finger pattern is not easy for everybody. But here we go. Again, one more time, just the first line. And it's 1. Now do it again. 1 triplet. Now slide up to the D. Now G. And then we get to the next part, which every beat here changes chords. So you got everyone is a little different here. So you got the C sharp 7. If you want to bar it, I think you can bar it 1 1 2, or if you want to do 1 2 3, if you don't want to bar it, you find whatever works for you. So you don't want to do individual fingers, 1, 2, and 3. Those are my fingers. Or if you want to bar it, that's fine. I'll play it one way, and then I'll play it another way next time. So it doesn't matter so much what works for you. Okay, so there's that, and then it goes to that original chord, the F sharp minor. Now here, I changed this because I wanted to keep the arpeggio going the whole time. I thought it was easier, so. And so if we don't do this, which is 6 6 4, and then 5 or 4 5 4, and then you get right to the next part. Now, if we don't do this right here, you would have this. Which, it works too. Like that's always like when you're arranging stuff, I'm not sure what's easier. So is it easier to do, just grab a single note here, have the bass note there, that's kind of a stretch, or is it I chose for this arrangement to do the chords. Right. That preserves this triplet, this finger pick, which you can see is how they're doing it in the song as well. So that was my deciding factor. Okay, good. Yeah. Now, go ahead and look. I'm going to put this on the screen. Go ahead and look at that part real quick. Look at these 2 bars. It's 5, 4, and 5. I want to show you the score that I was looking at. All right, so let's try to play this measure 4 and 5. It's pretty much this measure 4 is almost the same as the beginning. So here we go, on the C sharp 7, ready, and is. this, and this is where I was telling about the fingering. To finger this, you have to do this finger essentially. 2, 1, 3 to get this part right here. And then you can keep the chord and just move the fingerings down to 1, 2, 0 because it's all there already. And you can do that 3 times now. Okay, so again, this is of today, what we're doing today, this is probably the hardest 2 bars here. Okay, so here we go again for measure 4. Here we go. And it's 1, 2, wait, 2 now. 6, 6, 4. And then now going back to this, I think the only time that we would not do this shapes is if you have high G, because that's going to sound a little off. You would maybe keep it no, you still need the low G. No G there. So okay, thanks Dennis. Yeah, we're not going to be too much longer. I know we go a long time sometimes, but we're not going to be too much longer. All right, then this is kind of a tricky chord to play. I guess it's not too bad actually. It's a little bit of a stretch, but to C sharp 9, which is 1, 4, and 2. Nice thing is you just get to keep it for the whole bar and do it 4 times. So I use my finger. The only finger I don't use is my my ring finger for this shape. So it's 1, 4, 2. 4 times. You get back to that shape we were familiar with, is F sharp minor. Do that twice. Now you're going to bar 2, 2, 2 for the B minor. And then basically like an A7. This really nice sounding chord. This E chord, this E7 chord. I use my pinky there on 7, and then bar 4 and 4, and you do that twice. And then you do a whole measure of the A7. And then it just switches to a minor. And then it goes on. But I thought that's a really nice kind of place to stop, because that is a really, in the piece, you really hear that change from a kind of a major chord to a minor chord. Yeah, so let's try this again. Let's measure 7 with the F sharp minor to the B minor. Okay, here we go. And it's... Oh, sorry. Like I was so into it. It only does it twice and then it goes to the next chord. Here we go. Again on the F sharp minor, and now two, 3, 4, and then it goes right to minor. All right, now we'll do, yeah, it's not too tough. I think it's not tough. Now I want to show you, we'll play the whole thing and then we'll do it on the baritone. So this is the original score. That I was looking at to start transposing to, I actually did it on the baritone first, because that way the key is the same. But it's got a lot of, you see all the triplets, you see some extra notes like these bass notes, that's the bass clef there. And then you see other various little melody notes here that I have to start diving into to see how we can finger some of these. But all of these, what we're playing is basically all these triplets that are going through the whole piece. Right? And that's what I use. So I use this to do the arrangement. And I had to go through it so many times because what I did was I'd put it on a computer and then I'd listen to the original slow and I'd play and ask, oh, there's a note missing, and I have to go to my notation. Oh yeah, I missed a sharp and missed a flat, or you know, sometimes when you're looking at the lines of the treble clef and the bass clef together, your brain is like gets confused. So it can be it's good to double check the stuff. But anyway, I was just using the original piano score for our arrangement. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and play now the whole piece on the uke. I'm going to shrink it so we can see it all. All right. And then we will grab the baritone. All right. Let me see where we're at here. Okay. Perfect. Here we go. From the top. Oh, and 38 is pretty slow. And it doesn't have to be consistent. Like, you can make this very musical. Like, you don't have to do like metronome style, like I gotta keep it precise. It's kind of meant to kind of breathe. And oh, those are the triplets. Boom. So those are like triplets. That's kind of like a good starting point. Yeah? So here we go. 1 triplet, 2, 3 trip. Here we go. 4 trip, and again. The D chord. And the C sharp 9. Last line now, and to the minor, and so there's Moonlight Sonata, first page for our ukulele. We are in F sharp minor there. And again, just like I'm always amazed, it fits pretty darn well on the ukulele. I mean, we keep on doing all these pieces and all these chord melodies and all these various things, and it keeps sitting really nicely on our instruments. It's incredible. You know, you think you only have 4 strings and you can only do so much, but you sure can do a lot of that. All right, so there's that. Now I've been practicing on the baritone for this, so when I go into the uke, it does feel a little more crammed, but so grab your baritone now. Again, if you have only a uke, grab the uke. This is not in the course. This Moonlight Sonata is not in any course or anything like that. But we will be doing it for all the platinum members on our live stuff. I'm sure if they want to. If it's something they want to continue on, and we will continue on with that. I'll throw that up on the screen here again while we're getting our baritone situated. But anyway, that's the platinum membership there for that. There's the QR code. We'll put that in the chat, but that will take you. And again, you can, from that one QR code, you can look at the yearly membership or the monthly membership. So that's the special right now, because normally the monthly is $39.95, so it's a little more expensive to pay monthly, but we've lowered the price, so it's exactly the same. Playing yearly or monthly, you get a free ukulele when you get the yearly. Okay. now the baritone version. Okay, thanks, Jeff. Sounds good. All right, now again, this if we were going to play it and try to start adding some of the other notes, like the bass notes. Kind of hard to do the arpeggios though all the time when you're doing it like this. You can see it's kind of a stretch too with some of this stuff. Sounds really cool though. Yeah, so that's kind of what we have to do to try to get some of these bass notes going. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I think this is fine to put in the chat. I don't think there's a typo or something. Let me know. We'll fix it and change it. I'm gonna throw this. This is a baritone. Thanks, Daniel. All right. Just shoot up the load. All right. Now the nice thing again is that we've already done all this. The only thing is the chord names are different, but the tab is the same. So the tab, if you look at the tab, it's all the same. All the shapes are the same, except for the names are different. And then the notation would be different because we're in a different key here. Now we're in C sharp minor, which again is the original key for the song. But it sounds killer. All right, so let's try it. Here we go. Ready and. Now you're going to do that again. Now to the A, D, and G sharp 7, C sharp minor. G sharp 6, G sharp 7, to the C minor, to the C minor again. Now the G sharp 9 and back to C sharp minor and to the F sharp minor, that bar, E7, now to this B7, to the E7, minor, now the nice thing with this is, as I mentioned with the tempo marking, it's okay to kind of pause a little bit and get your chords right. Like it doesn't have to be this perfectly metronome all the way through. So if you notice, we kind of took our time getting to some of these chords and it still sounded nice. Right, so if we look at measure 4 here, if we do this, it works. Okay, so that's the nice thing about this piece. Even though some of these shapes are maybe new to us, none of them are super hard, but it kind of gives you some time to grab them and it still sounds really good. All right, so let's do that again. Let's just play through it because there's really not much to say about it. It's the same thing, just with getting used to the different sound, the lower sound. and just the baritone itself, right? But let's just play through the one more time from the top. Here we go. 1 trip, 2, 3, 4 trip, and next measure, and same thing. To the A chord, here we go, and to the D chord. Next line, G sharp. And the C sharp minor. To the G sharp 9, get your fingering, and alright, and then the last line here, C sharp minor, F sharp minor, and E7. There, all right, and that's again page 1. I think we have, and the whole thing is not ready. I mean, I've gone through it. It's all on the computer, but it's roughly like 7 pages. so we got a lot. All right, thanks, Lawrence. So anyway, there's our. I mean, we did a lot today, and we went over an hour a little bit, but we're still good. We did the minuet it's the minuet in G, although the minuet, both of the ukulele and the baritone, and we've done the Moonlight Sonata here for both the ukulele as well. I'm going to put the whole packet in the thing now. I'm going to put it in the link here. Again, this will be emailed to you, but this is our this is a classical fingerstyle workshop. All right. So it just has all the charts in it, and it has all the links and everything. It's just the same thing I was showing you earlier. But again, just because of today, we do have the special just on the bundle. It's really kind of the highlight. We just want to get these courses out to you. This bundle, the pack or the bundle, you get both of them, both the classical ukulele course and the classical baritone course. Same course, just one for uke, one for baritone. You get a month access to our lively Friday lessons, which is tomorrow. We do it tomorrow. So if you want to continue, either grab the bundle or grab the platinum membership. We'll be at it at 9 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow, and then 20% off all our ukes. Okay, so you get that. There's a code. Or again, if you just want all of it, the courses, everything, anytime we release a new course, all the live stuff, there's a link for that, or the QR code to the yearly or the monthly membership. So, all right, I think we're going to we'll call it there. Let me just dump those into the chat. Oh, thank you. It's already in the chat for me. Thank you. Yeah, Betsy, you're welcome. If this is the first time you're here with us, thank you for joining us. It's obviously no obligation to do anything, but we're just glad that you're here. Hopefully you learned something, and hopefully you enjoyed it and you want to continue on. And like I said earlier, I'm just one part of this. It's really all the great members and all the great people that we have here that kind of make this thing going and makes it why we're able to celebrate 10 years this year, is because it is truly a community. And if you were here earlier, people talk and they hang out, and people visit each other, and people send stuff, you know, gifts, and they talk to each other and they see each other. It's just really truly a wonderful thing. So, anyway, it's great to see you all. Thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will be here tomorrow for for our live lesson. So, yeah. I'm going to stop the recording here. I appreciate it. If you want to stick around and talk, we'll do that. But thanks for the everything, and I hope you enjoyed our workshop. All right, let me do this and stop this. All right, we're going to end that there too. Okay, I'm going to open it up here. I know there's a lot of people left, but let me do this.